happy Tuesday. I was like, wait, what day is it? But if we're doing this, it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. We keep forgetting what day is it. And it's really yucky out again.
It's
So.
really yucky. Which is why I've got this like little curl thing happening here that keeps coming across my forehead.
Oh, it's cute. It's cute. Look at mine. Oh my goodness. It's like a big frizz ball right here. So it was toned down this morning with hairspray, but that doesn't work.
Anyway, we have books this week.
Lots of books.
We didn't last week, and then all of a sudden they came in, and now we're happy. And I even have books for next week too.
Oh, how exciting! I don't think I do yet. Do I have books? I don't have books for next week. Why don't I have books for next week?
I don't know. Did you check the dates on your books? Some of them might be for next week.
They won't be ready before next week anyway, so it's okay. It's okay if I tell you about them. It's fine.
It's fine.
And they don't get that like demand that grown-up books get.
Some of them do.
Occasionally, but most of the time the kids, if they know it's coming out, sometimes they've already bought it. Like they've ordered it online or whatever. So most of the time they're just happily surprised when they come in and there's the new book they wanted. Yes. So what's going on? What do we got?
I have only a couple that I wanted to share this week. I mean, there are definitely more. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I've got a couple that I wanted to talk about. It's fine. And only one young adult one. I think a lot came out last week. But anyway, the first one is by Kat Martin, and it's called The Perfect Murder.
Dun, dun, dun.
It sounds like a perfect murder.
Let's hear it.
Maybe. From Texas to the Louisiana bayou, the Garrett brothers will stop at nothing to catch a killer who's hitting far too close to home.
I'm scared already.
As the CEO of a billion-dollar oil company, Reese Garrett has dealt with his share of corporate rivalry. Who hasn't? Not me, I guess.
Corporate rivalry, not here.
What he hadn't counted on was being the victim of a sabotaged chopper en route to negotiate a deal for the Poseidon offshore drilling platform.
A sabotaged chopper? As in, like a helicopter? Okay, I thought the chopper was the name of the murderer. I'm like, wait, what? What happened here? Yeah, I'm like, they're giving away a lot.
Hospitalized for his injuries, Reese feels the weight of the two men who died in the crash, and worse, it looks like he was the intended target. Then another body turns up, one connected to both Poseidon and to Reese on a more personal level. His lover, Kenzie's ex-husband, had a vested interest in the deal, and now he's dead too, with Kenzie accused of his murder. When a series of clues expose a dangerous alliance, Kenzie and her young son find themselves pushed into the same deadly sightlines as Reese. Now, it's not only the Poseidon deal that's on the line, it's their lives as well. It's all fun and murder when your ex gets involved.
Corporate intrigue, too. Okay.
Offshore drilling and hot topics.
Yeah, this is a good one. All right, what do we got?
This blew up last year. The Henna Artist.
Oh, yeah, I almost got that one.
Up.
I was going to buy it, and then I was like, you know what? No, I'll wait for the library.
So the sequel, The Secret Keeper of Jaipur, is now available.
What a beautiful cover. I love the colors.
It's gorgeous.
It's very pretty.
So, I believe this takes place some years later. Henna artist Lakshmi arranges for her protege Malik to intern at the Jaipur Palace in a tale rich in character, atmosphere, intrigue, and lavish storytelling. So it follows Malik, who's now 20, finished with his education, and goes on from there. So if you loved the Henna artist and you want to keep the story going,
yeah,
you have this some years later.
I heard great things.
Yeah, everyone loved it last year.
Yeah.
I had so many people calling me and emailing me while we were closed, like, can you help me get the Henna artist?
It was a big one.
We're loving it.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is by popular author Laura Lippman. It's called Dream Girl. Laura wrote The Lady in the Lake. I don't remember what else she wrote, but Lady in the Lake has been really popular. A lot of her books are super popular. Oh, look, it's my face.
Nice.
Not really. Wait. The angle is so
oh, wait, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Just like your skin, your tone.
Except I have like a flower for a nose.
Oh, it's okay. I would like to have a flower for a nose. That's good. I mean, why not? It's different. That was a pretty good book face you did there.
Oh, it was pretty good.
It's actually a thing that people do. It's called book
It's
face,
totally
and that
thing.
one actually is perfect for it. It's
It's a
perfect
very
for
good
it.
book face.
Yeah.
If I could be better at lining things up.
I think that's really good,
Oh,
Alyssa.
there you go. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm pretty impressed, actually. We need to start our own book face. Hashtag over here.
Hashtag. A dark, complex tale of psychological horror.
Yikes. I don't know. I'm already done. I'm out. I've got enough psychological horror.
The question that this book asks is, in the end, has anyone really led a blameless life? Food for thought. Injured in a freak fall, novelist Jerry Anderson is confined to a hospital bed in his glamorous high-rise apartment dependent on two women he barely knows, his incurious young assistant and a dull, slow-witted night nurse. Then, late one night, the phone rings. The caller claims to be the real Aubrey, the alluring title character for Jerry's most successful novel, Dream Girl. Name drop. Do you do that, like when you're watching a movie with someone and they say the title of the movie, you're like, name drop.
That fourth wall has been broken.
They said it. But there is no real Aubrey. She's a figment born of a writer's imagination, despite what many believe or claim to know. Could the cryptic caller be one of his 3 ex-wives again, playing a vindictive trick after all these years? Or is she Margot, an ex-girlfriend who keeps trying to insinuate her way back into Jerry's life? And why does no one believe that the call even happened? Well, how many painkillers are you on, Jerry?
Yeah.
Yes, it says. Isolated from the world, drowsy from medication, Jerry slips between reality and a dreamlike state in which he is haunted by his own past. His faithless father, his devoted mother, the women who loved him, and the women he loved. And now here's Aubrey threatening to visit him, suggesting that she is owed something. Is the threat real, or is it a sign of dementia? Which scenario would he prefer? That just really went far out.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, which would I prefer?
Well, I thought it was going to be like, is the threat real, or is it his, addled, medicated mind? Why are we jumping to dementia? What else is going on in this story? Jerry has never been so alone, so confused, or so terrified.
It sounds like he's very trapped, too.
Chilling and compulsively readable, touching on timely issues that include power, agency, appropriation, and creation.
Appropriation? Wow, so maybe this person is real.
We'll have to find out.
Oh my goodness, okay.
The next one sounds really exciting. This is by Kate Moore, who wrote The Radium Girls, which has been continuously hot. It's a narrative nonfiction and is quite harrowing, the Radium Girls story, because the story goes really into detail, like all of the awful medical things that happen to them. But it was such a compulsive read because it is written like narrative fiction, but it is nonfiction. And this is another narrative nonfiction.
I'm dying. Who's this woman?
The woman they could not silence.
Well, who is she? I want to know.
One woman, her incredible fight for freedom, and the men who tried to make her disappear.
Who is she? The suspense is killing me.
Her name is Elizabeth, by the way.
Oh.
1860, as the clash between the states rolls slowly to a boil, Elizabeth Packard, housewife and mother of 6, is facing her own battle. The enemy sits across the table and sleeps in the next room. It's her husband.
Oh dear.
Her husband of 21 years is plotting against her because he feels increasingly threatened by Elizabeth's intellect, independence, and unwillingness to stifle her thoughts. Sound familiar? Every woman in the world goes, yep.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yep.
This could be almost anybody. Who is this Elizabeth Packard?
Oh, so Theophilus makes a plan to put his wife back in her place. One summer morning, he has her committed to an insane asylum.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And which is this picture on the end pages here. It's the state hospital for the insane.
Oh my gosh.
That's where strong women end up.
Yeah. I feel like I just read something about this, or maybe I listened to it on a podcast. This is
Maybe.
something about, not her in particular, but about a woman being institutionalized.
The horrific conditions inside the Illinois State Hospital in Jacksonville, Illinois, are overseen by Dr. Andrew McFarland, a man who will prove to be even more dangerous to Elizabeth than her traitorous husband. But most disturbing is that Elizabeth is not the only sane woman confined to the institution. There are many rational women in her ward who tell the same story. They've been committed not because they need medical treatment, but to keep them in line, conveniently labeled crazy so their voices are ignored. No one is willing to fight for their freedom and disenfranchised both by gender and the stigma of their supposed madness. They cannot possibly fight for themselves, but Elizabeth is about to discover that the merit of losing everything is that you then have nothing to lose. Best-selling author Kate Moore brings a sparkling narrative to the voice to the woman they could not silence, an unputdownable story about a courageous woman who fought for her own freedom and in doing so freed millions more. Elizabeth's refusal to be silenced and her ceaseless quest for justice not only challenged the medical science of the day and led to a giant leap forward in human rights, but also showcased the most salutary lesson: sometimes the greatest heroes we have are those inside ourselves.
Haha. This sounds really good, and right now I'm racking my brain to remember where I was. I don't remember if I read it.
It's a big book too.
Or listened to it, but it was something about a woman who was institutionalized and was nothing wrong with her. And was constantly being threatened with a lobotomy, and I can't remember what it was. I'm gonna have to go back through the books I've read recently.
Well, that's the word hysterical comes from the word for uterus,
yes,
because they invented that whenever a woman is in a mood. Oh, you're hysterical, and it's become such a bad connotation.
That's why I don't like to tell anybody they're hysterical.
I know,
because it's really mean.
It's really mean.
Yeah.
Listen,
being hysterical.
If you had a uterus and your uterus went through the things that uterus goes through, you'd also act a little upset sometimes.
Sometimes, but this woman sounds like
she's just cool, and people couldn't take it.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued.
I know, I'd love to read this. I'm going to put it on my list.
Yeah.
And I have one young adult book here. I have a nice anthology. Even love stories can glow when the lights go out. This is called Blackout. I love the cover.
The cover is very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. It looks like they've drawn like a constellation bridge
or
something. Yeah, that's cool.
Little night skyline. As a summer heat wave blankets New York City in darkness, but as the city is thrown into confusion, a different kind of electricity sparks. A first meeting, a meet cute probably, longtime friends, bitter exes, and maybe the beginning of something new. When the lights go out, people reveal hidden truths. Love blossoms, friendship transforms, and all possibilities take flight. So this is written by a bunch of diverse voices. I think they are all Black, actually. I think this is all about Black teen love, interconnected novel of charming, hilarious, and heartbreaking stories to shine a light through the darkness. So it's just all about teens, and it's written by a few different popular young adult authors. Yep, they're short stories, but they all go together because it's all happening at the same time in the same area. It got really good reviews. A lot of people have been looking forward to this. It's been on a lot of lists of like great young adult books, and also young adult anthologies like this. All these short stories are really popular right now, so it's nice to see another one, especially one that represents a lot of diversity, which is actually a lot of them in our collection recently have all been about all different voices from all different walks of life, personalities, skin colors, genders. So I love to see it, especially in the teen room.
I'm glad that they are finally taking up short stories, because I don't particularly love short stories, and I know as a teen I would not have liked them, but it can be very rewarding if you just open up your mind a little bit and realize, like, okay, you're only going to have a few minutes with these characters but you will in those few minutes learn to really be interested in them, possibly love them, and then they're gone. So it's a little hard. It's a little hard because it's going to end.
Yeah, short stories don't do well with our adult collection. We have some
I personally don't like them, but I could see for a teen, especially like they kind of. Sometimes they're just rushing and they can only read something short, so it is kind of perfect. And then maybe they can imagine their own fan fiction or their own continue the story themselves. So it can be
where
like
else
a creative
do you want
writing.
The story to go? What do you think happens? It's great for a thought process, but it also is great, especially if for teens who are readers, or any of you who are readers who just are tired and it's been a long day and you don't have time to read a whole book. And maybe you don't have that much, okay, well, I'm going to start reading tonight, but I can't come back to it until next week.
Yeah.
So, you don't feel like you're missing that much. You just get through one story. You don't have to be like, okay, so what was happening in the book? It's been a week or two since I've been able to have time to read. Yeah. Short stories are so nice for that, especially for our busy teens.
Yeah,
love it.
I think so, too. I'm glad to hear that they like them, too.
Yeah.
All right, so now for some kids' books. First, I picked a nonfiction book, because this is one of my favorite authors for nonfiction for kids, is Steve Jenkins. And
we love
he does
him.
some fantastic books. And the illustrations are amazing, and you know, we celebrate Shark Week every year, so I'm super excited about this one. It's all about sharks, and I mean, you can see everything from the beautiful end papers to like the back cover is gorgeous.
Oh, I like this shark that's facing you.
Yeah, I know. Like, which one is that cute? He looks kind of friendly. It's just gorgeously illustrated with this like cut paper,
nice.
which I love. Collage type thing, and then I love how they do little facts, and like it's just really eye-catching, and then you want to read every little fact that you can about, oh, here's that guy, who's that?
Oh, so friendly.
Let's see. It has adaptable sharks. Is it the epaulet? No, it's the bull shark. Bull sharks are not that friendly, so I don't know. They might have a misrepresentation here, but it looks adorable. But they show you, oh wow, the size next to a person. That's one of my favorite books that they wrote, was called Actual Size, where they show you, the pictures are actually the size of what they are. So it's amazing.
Oh, this one's better. Look at how little that is.
Yeah, that's a little
fine.
guy. I can handle this guy.
Little.
You know, next to the person is a very small one. So I'm going to put my glasses back up because they're fogging up again. But anyway, just one of my favorite authors. And I guess, I can't remember if I feel like there was another person that did the illustrations. But they're always this type of style, so it's possible.
Yeah, they're like that in Actual Size too.
Yeah, it's possible they're the same. I thought there was another Jenkins that did those, but okay. The next one I have to share with you is an early reader. I won't call it easy reader. Early reader comic book. So we're getting comics for the little ones. Super simple.
Cute.
And it will be in the early reading section because it's only a level K, which is great. That's for very, very young ones. It means the vocabulary is not too hard. There's not too many words. Just super adorable illustrations. I got a bunch of these. This one's called Tiny Tales Shell Quest. And, you know, comic books have been taken off for the older kids, and I know the little kids would love to read them, but sometimes it's just too hard. So this is a perfect introduction to comics level K.
Oh my gosh, my nephew is not reading yet because he's an infant.
Yeah.
But I'm
She's
like, oh my god,
ready.
I want to get. He already has a very big book collection. I really want to get those for him. I feel like they're so cute, and they're great for young readers who are just starting out.
Yeah, because they're all of them want to read comics, but sometimes it's just too hard for them. So it's nice that they're doing that.
Yeah, comics are great for reading development.
Yeah. Next one up is a new chapter book kind of series called Genie and Genie. And I think we've had other ones, but I don't think I've ever featured them before. Very nice. That's that white space that we love with the illustrations that we love for our starting out readers to build their stamina. And the idea is so adorable. Genie they're spelled differently on purpose because Genie has a genie, and the genie's name is Willow.
Cute.
Yeah, so it's really cute, and it's just they're very good friends, but they have to hide from the world that the one is a genie, because otherwise everybody's gonna want their wishes. So this one is they go off to camp together, summer camp, and adventure ensues when some bullyish girls pick on Genie. Her genie, Willow, won't take it. So
We don't like bullies.
so very interesting. New James Patterson Ally Cross book. I didn't realize this, but apparently Ally Cross is the son of Alex Cross, who is an adult James Patterson character. So it's kind of a neat tie-in. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe he's trying to like rope them in young so they'll read them when they get to the next level.
But you know what? That is actually a really good point, because sometimes kids, when they read, they're like, but I liked this, and I was like this. I liked this book, and now I don't want to move on, because it's hard to pick what you're going to like. And so if they find something familiar, whether it's like, oh, these are about animals, or here's the same character, as they get older, they look forward to them, and then they kind of know what they want to read.
Exactly. So, like, I think this is a good way to, like, you know, rope them in. It's definitely middle grade, so, you know, 4th, 5th, 6th graders. And then as they get into high school, they might want to read the James Patterson Alex Cross books. So this one is for younger readers with the character related to another character, which I didn't realize. I knew that I have a bunch of the Ally Cross ones, but I didn't realize they were supposed to be, because I'm not a big James Patterson person myself. But, you know, hey, to each their own. Yep. This one, Ahmed Aziz's Epic Year, just came out, has great reviews.
Epic!
All about, okay, I'll have to read some of this. Oh my goodness, don't fog up, okay. His family, Ahmed Aziz is having an epically bad year. His family moved from Hawaii to Minnesota when his dad got sick. Even though it's where his dad grew up, Ahmed couldn't imagine a more terrible place to live, not that anyone asked him. Being a new kid is tough, especially because Ahmed is the only brown-skinned kid at school. But Ahmed is a champion underachiever, and he surprises himself by reading the books assigned for his English class. Holes, Bridge to Terabithia, and From the Mixed Up Files of Mrs. Baisley Frankwell. All great books,
Good
by the
books.
way. Even more surprising, he doesn't hate the books. He also loves learning about the uncle he never knew, and if he could just get the school bully to leave him alone, Ahmed might start to warm up in Minnesota. So just a great sort of fish out of water story for kids that I think they would appreciate. Ooh, it looks like there's some Doritos on the back cover,
Oh,
so that's
yum.
yummy too. And now on to our favorite, the picture books. Those are not my underpants.
Uh-oh.
Just super adorable.
Look at the back.
I mean, the back, Andy's got these little underwear. Kids just love the word underpants,
Yeah.
so I think any book with that in it, they will love, but these are also super adorable. And, you know, each animal keeps denying that those are their underpants, and I guess you have to find out whose underpants they actually are. I'm not going to ruin the mystery for you, but
That's
you got to
so
look
cute.
at this.
Oh.
Look at these end papers with these undies all over it. Super
So
cute.
many kinds of underwear.
So many kinds of undies, and look, even snake undies. I can see the long snake undies. It's
Oh, I guess those coordinate to all the characters.
yeah, I
in the
think so.
book.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
So
So
cute.
just super duper cute, and a big-eyed bear. Who doesn't love that? So now this one, Q and U call it quits. Now, I know teachers love to do like a unit on Q and U, like being married or something, because they're always together. And that's how they teach the kids that Q cannot exist without U. So that's why this particular book should be a hit with classrooms and anybody who loves that kind of thing, because it's all about them. What's going to happen if they split up? What will happen if Q and U split up? So this is a nice, fun one for older kids, I think. I think it's really not a baby picture book, because it's, you know, all about language
Oh
and
no,
letters.
even W and R are gonna break up if this happens.
Oh no, and they usually
It
put
starts
together
a
too.
chain reaction.
Right,
Oh.
exactly. So like these are, I mean, this is just fun language stuff that I think older kids really appreciate, teachers really appreciate. Oh, look, T and H. Just like T and H, Q and U were a squad. You can't even have the word squad without Q and
And
U.
squad is a really important word.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just super fun, and I think older
this is
kids are
such
gonna
a great
appreciate it.
book.
Yeah. It had great reviews, and I forget which book they compared it to, but it was like one of those other silly books about letters and words and something older children appreciate. So there you go. Okay, this one happens to be an illustrator I love and a subject I love. Dogs at work. I just love dogs. And to me, they all have real jobs. It says, dogs at work, good dogs, real jobs. I personally think they all work really hard. I know my little dog is like the hardest working member of our family, but the illustrator is fantastic. I love these illustrations. They're really, really cute and have so much kid appeal. And here we see dogs like helping kids in the hospital. This one is diving for crayfish, which I don't know if they're lobster. I don't know that they do that, but hey, you know what? Or just enjoying a walk with a
it's a
friend.
service
Service
dog.
dog, yep. So just super cute. And this is, to me, what they do the most important job is cuddling. But as you can see, a beautiful book with a great illustrator. And
I love it.
yeah, so Zachariah O'Hara. And he's done a lot of really good books. Of course, they don't list. Oh, the Wolf Bunny ones. The Wolfie and Bunny.
Yep. Those are great.
Yeah, so he's done a whole bunch of really cute ones. I just love those illustrations, and I love the idea. So. And last but not least, All We Need, which I think is fantastic for this.
pretty.
It's beautifully illustrated, beautifully written. I mean, look at these end papers, gorgeous colors, gorgeous little scenes, and it's just all about the simple things that really matter. And I think that it's time after everything we've all been through, this is so important to dwell on. It says, all we need is what's found in the breeze, in the stillness of nothing and the rustle of trees. When we take a deep breath, what's not seen but is there, all we need is air.
Oh,
And
how
this
sweet.
is such a great kid-like thing. I like to
That's
still
so
blow
sweet,
dandelions
yeah.
myself, even though I have to dig them out later. And it just goes on about, everything you need is kind of right there around you. Don't need that much more. Your friends, your family, your community. And again, these illustrations are just spectacular.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, so I think this will be really special after everything this past year has put kids through. I think it's so important for them to remember that everything they need is right there with them and their friends and their family. And so I thought that was a perfect one.
Oh, so sweet.
I know, we have so many good ones. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, I read while I was on vacation. I read that new book that came in. It is called, I think it's The Lost Village, maybe? It's the one that's, I think it's a translation from the Swedish.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Very good and creepy. Super creepy. About like a village of people that disappears and a mystery trying to unravel it to make a documentary about why they disappeared, where they went. Very creepy. So if you like creepy, I think it's called The Lost Village. Yeah, so that was my recommendation. And I don't know, I'm like, how often do I get to actually read an adult book complete and remember everything from start to finish? It doesn't happen that much, so.
And I'm currently reading what I believe will be our very first book club pick for July.
Ooh.
I'm going to put that up on the website later this week, but it is, well, I don't want to say yet until I announce it, but this author, I've read a book by this author, and it's one of these books that I recommend to people all the time, and they're like, I need a nice, like, easy book with a little bit of romance, but a lot of heart and a lot of thought and something behind it other than just cheesy romance.
This is a mystery, too.
It's not a mystery. Well, this
No, I'm
is
saying
a mystery.
this is a mystery, trying to figure out what this is going to be.
But the same author wrote a book many years back that I think will inspire a nice conversation. So I think I'm going to put that on the website tomorrow. Our first book club pick for July.
And there's plenty of copies available, I'm sure.
There are tons of copies in Buckles, and there's even some on Libby, so.
Oh, perfect.
I know. So we'll announce that tomorrow.
Mystery. All right, so I look forward to that because I'd like to find out what you're going to do.
So check our website tomorrow, by tomorrow evening at the very latest, and find out what our first book club pick will be. All right, that is it for today. We'll come back next week with more.
Hopefully. I better get some books.
Yeah, I already have some for next week, so.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Bye.